Marvel Rivals is dying. Is Marvel Rivals dying? Is Marvel Rivals dying?
You probably clicked on this video because of the title. Well, you're not entirely wrong because you're reading the numbers wrong. In the next few minutes, I'll show you why Marvel Rivals isn't dying, what actually feels bad right now, and how to fix it. Here's where we are going. The reason behind Rivals player curve. The 3 core reasons ruining match satisfaction and what can be done to fix it. Let's get this out of the way first. Rivals peaked around 650k on Steam in December and now sits nearly at 90k daily. That's normal. Launch charts always fall after the spike, but if you compare raw peaks to the launch week, anything looks dead. If you count who comes back tomorrow, nightly queues are busy, creators are going live, and with the new season landing soon, then I don't think it's dead. The Rivals dying narrative started a couple of months back when the player base dropped 140k. Again, totally normal. However, it shaped a false narrative because panic sells better than nuance. Now, let's talk about what actually feels bad. Matchmaking. The dev said EOMM isn't real, but is it really the case? 5 wins in a row and then 7 losses in a row and lobbies that don't make any sense? If your first 2 fights feel unwinnable, then you start thinking, maybe the comp isn't working. If you lose 3 matches consecutively, then you blame the system, not your decisions. If that happens every day, then one day you don't queue again. If queues are optimized for speed, then MMR band widens and quality drops, and you feel that immediately. Season 3 added 2 more DPS, while everyone was begging for more supports and tanks. Sure, they introduced Ultron, but he's basically a DPS pretending to be a support. You still need a third actual support to make him viable. The bigger issue now isn't just balance, it's the whole experience is getting stale. Hardly anyone wants to queue support, and tank ends up being solo with no backup. That means the meta forces that lone tank to pick the same few shield heavy heroes just to stay viable, instead of experimenting with picks like Captain America, Venom, or any other dive tanks. In other words, they are stuck in a rut because the game just doesn't offer enough fresh options for those roles. And why would anyone volunteer? There's almost no incentive. Mix that in with EOMM and we get tanks feeling like paper, fewer people queuing support, matchmaking stretching to fill the gaps, and match quality worsening. If role scarcity isn't fixed, then you'll keep seeing solo tanks, stretch supports, and the same pokes in the same stalls. Season after season is the same story. Every other lobby has a new account dropping 40 and farming clips. Sure, some player might be genuinely good at a hero shooters and playing Rivals for the first time, but mostly it's just a fresh throwaway rolling bronze for content. I'm not a high rank player. I peaked at Diamond 2, but after the reset I was queuing against GM, even Celestial players in silver matches well into the season, so not just in the first week or so. If the game is free and the barrier to ranked is basically a speed bump, then Smurfs are infinite and low elo lobbies turn into a target practice. And it gets nasty. People rage wait for views, bully in all chat, and if you're legit a new player, then your first hour is a highlight reel for someone else's TikTok. If you're support, then you get blamed for not saving the unsavable. And if you're tank, then you feel like people walking into 5 ults because a hidden GM queued on a fresh account. Mix that with the frequent rank resets and EOMM frustration and it snowballs. If you already feel that the match is scripted, then a Smurf stomping your opener confirms it. If people stop believing their choices matter, then they stop locking the high responsibility roles. It's the same loop now with the Smurf cherry on top. For a while, Rivals felt like a game doing everything Overwatch wouldn't. Fast queues, messy but fun fights, and every match felt new. So what changed? The player base leveled up fast. TikTok, YouTube instantly turned month 2 tech into a day 2 basic. If you're a casual hopper, then you feel behind sooner, especially in a game that marketed itself as casual friendly. It looks a lot like League when the skill floor shot up. If the baseline mechanics and macro jumps that fast, then new players simply can't enter without getting farmed. From casual players discovering they were fighting bots to comp players hitting Smurf stacked lobbies, series, suddenly it's a 5 loss, 5 win and repeat. If you change how the average match feels, then the narrative flips. If that's retention, then rival devs optimize the wrong thing. Here's what I think rivals could do. And these are my personal opinions, so they may not be perfect. Roll out support or tank challenges that pay more lattice or chrono tokens or even extra comp points for lacking heal or tank. If the fastest way to a cosmetic and a rank is through support or tank, then people will actually pick them. Introducing a small cube bonus for filling tank or heals, plus a win multiplier for these roles. If every match pays a little extra for non-DPS, then role scarcity might just get better. Rotate a role of the week, themed cosmetics, and additional chrono tokens for first few games on that role. Primarily focus on tanks and support for the first few weeks. This encourages new players to try that role and incentivize to keep on trying. So I guess if devs fix what players feel first, then the dead game narrative collapses on its own. Role scarcity is fixable, but only if you play into the bonuses, which is a very bandit fix to an overall problem that would require steady reworking till ultimately the role feels rewarding. Marvel Rivals isn't dead, it's going nowhere. The devs have a 10-year plan for this game. The narrative flips the moment the first 30 seconds go your way. If you like this video, please subscribe. That helps me a lot. Peace.